All right, Victorum gaming fans and fans of Black Seas from Warlord Games. We're back. We're covering another faction today in our series where we're covering the factions for the game. So this time up, it is France. And as usual, we'll cover the national rules, the special characters, and then take a look at some of the famous or named ships, basically, that are available for the game. So as is typical, they give you a little bit of an overview of basically where the faction was at the time of this game taking place. So roughly late 18th century up through basically the Napoleonic era. And so we start with the national rules here. So French do have 3, and Streamlined is the main one here, the first one. So French ships were usually very fast. The Streamlined hull upgrade only cost 20 points for French ships as a result. They also have double planking. Some French ships were much sturdier than their counterparts. French ships may take the sturdy upgrade for only 40 points. So you get discounts on some of your upgrades, which is always great. And then last, the aiming high abilities, a little more offensive in nature. So the French tended to shoot high to disable the opponent rather than sink it. Therefore, they only have a -1 penalty for aiming high instead of the normal -2. So again, if you're trying to disable your opponent's ships, normally it's a little bit more difficult. And then additionally, if a chain shot is also loaded, the French suffer no penalty when aiming high. So another little upgrade on top of that. So 3 pretty cool abilities here, basically having discounts or lower penalties when you're trying to disable ships. And then again, upgrading your hull to go a little bit faster, and then the double planking to basically make yourself a little bit more resilient and getting a nice little discount on that are worthwhile upgrades to consider there as well. So moving on then, taking a look at these special characters, and we get 2 here. And the first one is Admiral Pierre Charles Jean Baptiste Sylvestre de Villeneuve. Hopefully the name is long enough for everybody there. 50 points. An officer of the French Navy during the Napoleonic Wars, he was known to be extremely lucky, managing to emerge unscathed from many major battles. Not favored by Napoleon, he was blamed for the defeat of the Franco-Spanish fleet at Trafalgar. So his ability, once per turn, the ship captained by Villeneuve can make a skill test when receiving critical damage. A success means that the critical damage is ignored. So a nice little buffer there to reduce damage on whatever ship he's basically captaining there. And avoiding certain critical effects can certainly be, avoiding them all, let's just say it that way, is useful. But potentially to avoid some of the nastier ones out there can definitely help change the course of a game. And then we have Captain Robert Surcouf at 40 points. Captain, ship owner, and corsair who operated in the Indian Ocean, capturing over 40 prizes while amassing a large fortune from both privateering and commerce. The ship captained by him has the privateer upgrade at no extra cost. Furthermore, the upgrade will also affect every ship in his fleet except those rated as between 1st and 4th rate. So 5th rate and smaller, basically all your guys become privateers for free. And again, we'll cover special rules in a separate video, but again, neat little upgrade there. Certainly more of a thing where you probably will theme your whole fleet after him, so I wouldn't necessarily say that Villeneuve and him would work together well in the same fleet. Although you could basically have all your small ships turn into privateers, and then lead your however many big ships you run with Villeneuve, and sort of do the main fighting there. But anyway, 2 worthwhile characters, very different in their uses. Again, Villeneuve will keep you alive, hopefully a little bit longer, by avoiding critical damage, and then we'll take a look again once we cover special rules, how Privateer would play off with Surcouf here. And then last but not least are the famous ships. We get just 2 here. And I think currently the second one, Bucentaur, is not available yet. Lorient certainly is for the French, and is just a big monster, which again is useful dealing with all the other big first rates that the British and then the Spanish have too. So it's definitely the heavy hitter for the French here. Sadly, again, if you know the history, right, it's really just famous for blowing up. But anyway, special rules for it. +1 to hit when targeting British ships, so that's always cool there, as you can expect them to be one of your typical opponents. And then when it's on fire, it will always explode on an unmodified roll of 1 on the skill test to extinguish the flames, even if it takes the +2 modifier. So a benefit and a downside there. So, but then nonetheless, Lorient is still a big old first rate, so lots of guns there, and so hopefully you can avoid being on fire. So having to potentially lose the ship on a bad roll, even if it hasn't taken too much damage yet, could be really annoying. So so you might want to consider that when you're playing and avoid unfavorable positions for it. And certainly it being a first rate, it can beat up on smaller ships, and certainly if they're British. And then we come to the second one, the Bucentaur, 80-gun ship of the line. She was considered one of the best ships of the time with superb handling. So, and so we see here on top of its normal change of direction, the Bucentaur can make an additional change of direction during any part of its move. And then it has a +1 modifier to all skill tests. So pretty cool abilities there. And so just having a super maneuverable ship is of use there. Nothing else really as far as offense is concerned, but yeah, just extra maneuverability is never a bad thing, especially if you need to get out of a bad spot. So and then we see the points there. So Lorient, of course, is a super large first rate, 4 heavy, 4 light, 3 carronades, 1 in the stern, a heavy in the stern, 2 in the bow. 120 hull points, basically. Yellow turning, rate of 3, breaks at 40, and is a massive 550 points. And then the Bucentaur is, of course, a little bit smaller, but 3 heavy, 3 light, 2 carronades, 1 in the front, 1 in the back, 84 hull, red turn, and a little bit faster, which is always good. Breaks at 28 and 370 points there. So that's a quick overview of the French. I hope at some point they'll also add maybe a couple more famous or named ships. Just with the British getting a little bit more right now, it'd be cool to see some other things here, maybe an expansion or two. And certainly when the Bucentaur comes out, we'll definitely be getting that to add to our own collection, since we are doing 2 fleets here for the game, at least for now. We might pick up more down the road, but we do have French. We do already have the Lorient, which we covered in an unboxing video, and is now assembled. And we do also have an American fleet. So that's been a quick overview of the French. If you're playing with the national rules, certainly a great faction. And again, will be nice to pit them against the British to deal with that. So so if you like faster ships, and then also a little bit more resilient at the same time, and really the idea of maybe capturing enemy ships a little bit easier and disabling them to then use your maneuverability to get around and get even better shots off, the French might be a fleet for you. So just be, again, careful of the Lorient and getting it on fire, because you will roll that one at exactly the right time where you don't want to, and then you can watch your super expensive ship go up in flames. So again, that's been a quick overview of the French for Black Seas from Warlord Games. Definitely a fun game worth checking out. And if you guys enjoyed this video, hit us with a like and a subscribe if you haven't already, and then we'll see you in the next video.